pronti, fuoco!
Mortars have rained terror on opposing forces for hundreds of years. Following in the footsteps of trebuchets and catapults, they're the logical evolution of the siege weapons of old. While numerous designs have been used throughout history, the first modern mortar was the Stokes mortar introduced in World War I. It was portable, simple to operate, and hit with devastating force. With a well-placed strike, gunners had the ability to reach enemy forces protected by terrain or fortified structures. So how exactly do mortars work? On the field, mortar crews usually consist of 3 people: a squad leader, a gunner, and an assistant gunner. The squad leader issues out the commands. The gunner aims the mortar, and the assistant gunner loads it. Typically, a mortar consists of 4 basic components: a barrel, a base plate, a bipod, and a sight. Munitions are loaded into and fired from the barrel, with the base plate and bipod keeping it sturdy during use. Last but not least, the sight helps gunners aim the mortar towards their targets. Some of the more advanced mortars of today even feature state-of-the-art laser targeting systems to minimize the circular error probable of each round. Militaries use this figure to compute the probability of a fired round hitting its target. Feature-rich mortars such as the Iron Sting do these computations on board, allowing for more accurate and precise mortar strikes. Once a mortar is aimed, the next step is to fire it. Most modern mortars work relatively simply. Once it's in place, all gunners have to do is point it towards the target, then load their rounds into the mortar's muzzle. Usually, mortars are loaded with explosive rounds, essentially making them long-range, high-precision grenade launchers. Some rounds, such as Alliant Systems XM395 precision-guided munitions system, are even capable of seeking out targets on their own. Mortars have even been designed for use as miniature nuclear weapons launchers. Now that'd definitely help turn a fight around. However, in terms of function, mortars have more in common with guns than grenade launchers. To fire a round at a target, primer is used to ignite a propellant, which then launches the round out of the barrel. In mortars, this primer is located at the base of the barrel. Once a round is inserted, it hits a firing pin, just like the trigger of a gun. Once this firing pin is actuated, the propellant is ignited, sending the round hurtling towards its target in a high arc. This trajectory is crucial as it allows mortars to dispatch hard-to-reach targets, like enemy soldiers sitting deep in the trenches. The high-arcing ballistic trajectory of a mortar round isn't just to help with targeting, though. Much of what makes mortars so effective is gravity. Military forces didn't always load them with explosives after all. A sturdy rock or a steel bull could get the job done just as fine. Even a simple homemade mortar could launch projectiles up to a mile high, at which point Sir Isaac Newton could take care of the rest. To illustrate, launching a projectile a mile into the air would have it accelerating towards the ground at a steady 32 feet per second. That would give an artillery shell a terminal velocity of about 1,600 meters per second, or about 1 mile per second. That would pack quite the punch. Today, mortars come in many different shapes and sizes and can be used in a bevy of combat situations. But at their core, their role on the battlefield remains the same, hitting targets just out of reach at a safe distance from the combat zone. Whether it's launching a rock or a small nuke, anyone caught within its range is going to be in for a bad day.